The City of Brantford is launching a one-year pilot program called the Vandalism Prevention Grant. The goal is to provide financial support to small businesses, nonprofits, and faith-based organizations following an act of vandalism.
So a lot of the constituents in my ward and throughout the city are just really emphasizing the fact that they're facing a lot of impacts from vandalism and things like that, and it's hard enough to run a business without facing those impacts as well. So we're really just looking at this as a way to support folks that are facing these kind of impacts throughout the city.
The grant will cover up to 50% of repair costs, ranging between $250 and $1,000. Applicants must provide a police report and agree to undertake preventative measures against future vandalism, for which the grant will cover an additional 50% of associated costs, even if the measure isn't related to the initial act of vandalism.
So there'll be a lot of different preventative measures that it will cover. One thing though that I'm really excited about is that we're going to do safety audits first to help folks figure out what kind of preventative measures will be beneficial to them, and then it will cover things like shatterproof glass or films that they can put on their windows or anything that's going to make it a little harder for vandalism to happen again.
The program will be administered by the city's economic development staff. After 1 year, or after funding is exhausted, staff will report back to council on the results of the pilot project.
We didn't have a program like this, and so I'm excited to see this be something that's going to impact throughout the whole city and be able to be accessed that way. I was really happy the grant actually came through as an amendment to a report that I brought forward, and it's actually going to be opening on April 1st, so I'm really excited to be able to see people start to be able to take advantage of it.
Skills Ontario is laying the foundation for Ontario's youth to think about a career in skilled trades and technology.
Our newest program is what we're calling our Trade and Tech Trucks. We have a fleet of mobile units that go to schools, go to events, and students can come through and have an experiential opportunity to see what it's like to experience the skilled trades. We have, a welding simulator, a 3D printer, simulating for painting, auto painters. We want to see what it's like to operate a crane or drive a bulldozer. There's electronics on there. There's an auto station. We've got 4 of them out on the road right now. And we're building 2 more. Which is going around the province to let young people, their parents, teachers, and others to see what it's like to experience and explore what a skilled trade or technology career is all about.
Skills Ontario is a not-for-profit organization that has been promoting careers in skilled trades and technology in Ontario since 1989. The program's mission is to change lives by developing leaders through skilled trades and technology. It called on the province to continue its investments.
We had called in our pre-budget submission for enhanced and increased investments in the colleges, and you probably saw in the media yesterday, post-secondary education got a $6.4 billion investment that's going to help keep the Ontario training and education system strong as we go forward to build that workforce of the future.
A demand for skilled trade workers is growing due to infrastructure growth and an aging population retiring, leaving a labor shortage.
But we're looking at what we can do to make sure that information is out there. And we said, what would you to tell young people? We're saying, well, explore. Find out what's of interest to you, where the opportunities are, and how you can network through Skills Ontario and our vast array of partners. We partner with groups like ApprenticeSearch.com, which allows apprentices to register and employers to register. So there's a kind of an opportunity matching there. There's a lot of work being done. And I think we are big believers in collaboration, cooperation, and coordination. How do we make sure that we're maximizing the investments that are out there and do it in a way that's the most user-friendly for young people as we go forward?
This is a great day. This is an opportunity for CWC to share with all the community and all of our stakeholders and partners on the greatness that we've had, and we've been 1 year waitlist free. So that is an awesome event. It is so many hours, but it's great for the team. They've done such a good job to be able to see it come to fruition.
I was so excited to announce last year at our pancake lunch that we had broken our wait list for the first time in 2.5 years. The really great news is we've kept it at bay the entire year. So there have been some waves. There have been some times that we were balanced on the edge of that wait list cliff. and people have come together and we've been able to avoid it. But it's because of Pancake Lunch, and it's because of all the supporters that we're going to see here today that we were able to keep that wave at bay. Child Witness Center is very important in that when an investigation starts with children as a victim or witness, we're there to support them right at the beginning. And we walk with them through the investigation process, and then when charges are laid, we walk them through the judicial process that they absolutely have to go through, and we help reduce all the traumas involved and help them prepare for every next step in a way that they are ready to do.
I am Brady's primary handler, and that means that he is with me 24 hours a day. He comes home with me every night, and he comes to the office with me every day. And his job in the office is to meet with children and youth who come into the Child and Youth Advocacy Center to be interviewed by police and Family and Children's Services. He'll either meet with them in the waiting room and just provide some of that emotional support that a dog can provide. They'll pet him, they'll play with him, he can cuddle on the couch with them, and in some cases where appropriate, he'll go into the interviews with them and sit with the children and youth while the police are interviewing them. Child Witness Center provides valuable services to children, youth, and their families in moments of crisis, and I have met with parents who also were victims of crime when they were younger and didn't have some of the services that we provide, and they are just so thankful that their kids get to do it differently, get the support at the Advocacy Center right from the get-go, and then have somebody with them all the way through the court process.
We are into the stretch drive, less than 20 games to go.
It may look like your average Guelph Storm game, but at ringside there's a former NHLer with a story to tell.
You know, in 2014, unfortunately, I had a cardiac arrest during an NHL game, and you know, I was lucky enough that the right people were there on the scene at the time, and you know, revived me and were able to keep me alive with the defibrillator. And you know, I'm here today because of them and because of the medical people that were there in place at the time in Dallas.
The Guelph native has partnered with the Guelph Storm for 9 years to put on PEBS Protects Night, raising more than $200,000 for the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
There's over 60,000 cardiac arrests in Canada every year. You know, and that's, I believe, 1 every 9 minutes. So, you know, if you do have a cardiac arrest and you're outside of a hospital, luckily enough, I was outside of a hospital, but I was in the right place at the right time. But, you know, the whole point of what we're doing tonight is to get more awareness out there so that people know how to use an AED, how to do CPR, how to save someone's life when they can. So, you know, that's the whole purpose of what we've been doing for the past 9 years. And, you know, the more awareness we can get out there, the more lives we can save.
That was Yellow Brick Road turning into Jumanji.
With the young Storm players on the ice, Rich thinks back on his NHL career. While cut short at the age of 31, it was a dream come true.
I grew up in Guelph, but I didn't play in the Ontario Hockey League. I was a late bloomer per se, and you know, I wasn't drafted. So even making the NHL for me was like I felt at the time a pretty far-fetched thing, but I was lucky enough that I, you know, pursued it, and I was a very motivated person that I wanted to do it.
But tonight,
as the final horn sounds, Rich has this advice as PEBS Protects Night wraps up.
Just know that you can take action, and don't be afraid to help people when, you know, if you see someone go down, act fast.
Kitchener Rangers went on a 3-game road trip over the weekend out east. Friday night in Kingston, there was no score in the first period. Come to the second, a shot from Jack Pridham, tipped in by Christian Humphreys for the first of the game. Kitchener will put up 4 goals in the second period. Second goal here by Jack Pridham at the 10:14 mark of the second. Humphreys, beautiful pass to Cameron Arquette for the third of the game. And Kitchener will put up 1 more here from Gabe Sherratt and go on to win this game 4-2. Saturday afternoon in Ottawa was a defensive affair. The only goal scorer of the game, Sam O'Reilly. It's the first goal of the game, 9:41 into the third period. He would add an empty netter, and that would be the only scoring in Ottawa. Family Day Monday in Peterborough. The Petes get off to a quick start, just a minute 43 into the game. Leon Kolarek with the goal. Kitchener would respond in the first period. Beautiful passing play here. Ellis to Lamb to Bilecki. Puts it in. Kitchener ties it up 1-1. Into the second period, Peterborough goes ahead again on a goal from Adam Novotny. At 11:50 into the period, Kitchener would respond again in the second here. Christian Humphreys from Jack Pridham and Matthew Andonovsky. There will be no score in the third period or overtime. We'll go to the shootout. Kieran Walton with a beautiful deke beats Christian Kirsch. And Kitchener's last chance down to Tanner Lamb, who comes in and loses the puck. Peterborough will go on to win in the shootout. Kitchener picks up 5 of a possible 6 points on the road trip.
As food prices continue to climb at grocery stores, many people are trying to find ways to make food last longer and avoid waste. Recently, a resource created during the pandemic has been rediscovered.
It's a community project, and that's what it was. It was to help the community, and it's really what it is.
CFUW Stratford developed a food waste model called Use It All Up to help people reduce their food waste.
And we devised this 10-week social media campaign, because at the time people were on Facebook, I think even more than they are today. And it really was well received. There was a lot of research to do, and just 5 working on this, and then we decided we'd keep all these posts and create a web page to keep the work.
Use It All Up is broke into 10 easy-to-follow concepts related to food waste.
And people live busy lives. If you have this as a second nature and everybody can pull some knowledge and put something together, it makes life a lot easier for the whole family.
The resource reminds readers to take inventory of what they already have in-house, to shop with intent, and expect leftovers.
There's suggestions about little candlelight meals with leftovers, just to prop up the leftovers. It's not complicated.
It is designed to get the whole family involved.
You're already doing it, so why don't do it to help the environment, to help yourself, to help your wallet, and to be fun in the family. It does do what we wanted. Leave it broad enough. We're not preaching on a diet. We're not preaching on eat this or don't eat that or anything. You eat what you like, but you make it last longer, and you use everything. You keep it simple, and you involve other family members. Not one person is responsible for the whole thing. And so it becomes a game. It becomes a fun educational tool for the kids. And then you give them some life skills. Mm-hmm. So that's really what the whole purpose of it was.
Waterloo Regional Police continue to investigate a series of smash and grab thefts involving electronic devices from multiple retail businesses throughout Waterloo Region. The stolen items include various electronic devices including televisions, tablets, and various smart devices. The suspects captured on closed-circuit television at several locations have yet to be identified. Investigators are seeking the public's assistance in identifying these individuals responsible. Leave a tip with Crime Stoppers at one of 3 convenient ways: the toll-free number at 1-800-222-TIPS, a secure anonymous tip online at waterloocrimestoppers.com, or by mobile phone at p3tips.com.